Okay, everybody, are you ready?
No.
Something like
Good
that.
to know. Good to know.
I will find the big boy hole.
Oh, no, don't call it that.
I mean, I feel like just every time we film Beam, Chris is going to get the intro at this point.
Can't you have two intros?
Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive for a Race the Flood. We are at 0.2 turns power to weight ratio, two-wheel drive vehicles, tackling the upper part of the flood crater. Now, this is a tough route. Now, it will look, to start, as if the flood is quite a long way away from the cars, and that is true. Because there is a horrible dirt section that is going to come up that these vehicles are going to have to tackle. Now, tyre choice was open to everybody, although the majority of people here are running slicks of some description because, well, you're going to want it for the tarmac part, but the dirt section is going to be a challenge here. Top two will progress through to the semi-finals. Bottom two are into a spanner final. They can't progress from it, but that is just a for honour sort of round. Impega is going around the outside. It's a good start from Impega. Oh, got to be a little bit careful through there, but Impega has got to the lead of the race as we climb up the hill. You can see the water is rising. There's a lot of whistling from something there. Ollie has got to try and not fall off this cliff. They've fallen off many times in practice, but there we go. All four are still going. Now, Shadow has got the least power here. The Ignis is actually a fair bit down on the power to weight ratio. Is fueled by Nitro, which will run out at some point. Ollie with a big send. Ollie's going to have a massive accident, and Ollie is gone. Too much airtime. The Lansdale is sunk. Across the pit we go. Impega continues to lead nicely. This is really the main battle now. If Impega doesn't stuff it, Impega's got this under control here. Shadow's going to go for an overtake. Oh, very, very close. Shadow is through, but have they used up their nitro? Shadow was saying beforehand, if the Ignis runs out of nitro, it will not get through the dirt section. So, going to have tried to save some for the dirt. There is Impega. Past the rocks. These rocks are nasty. It is single file through here. There goes the Ignis at speed. And the Lada also at speed. No problems at all through there. Impega is climbing the hill now ahead of Shadow. Rusky's going to be in trouble with although Rusky's vehicle may be one of the best cars through the mud. Now, you could build a car to be good at the mud section and make up a heap of time, but you're going to lose a lot of time elsewhere. We'll have to wait and see. Impega's on the brake. Sends it into the mud with the covert. Actually does very, very well. Keeps up momentum. That's good. That's very, very good. Through there. In comes the Ignis. Rusky's got a bit wide, and Rusky's in a rock. Now, Rusky may pull the car out of there. Impega's managed to get it through there. Can the Ignis make it out the other side? I think Rusky's going to drown it in there. It's going to struggle. Shadow is going to get out the other side. Now, the flood water starts getting dicey around this section. Impega's had a very, very good run. The others are in a lot of trouble. Shadow's going to be gone. Rusky's eliminated. Shadow will go now. Will not be able to climb high enough through there. Impega's still got to be on it, though. Well, Impega is through, and Shadow are through. They are through to the next rounds. As we head around this next corner. The scary part is the descent at the end here. Impega is going to have to send it with some gusto. No, I think Impega's got a little bit more time than you think. You want to get a bit of air time, but not too much. Nicely done. Well held, well raced for Impega. That will be the covert across the line. It is the first vehicle to make it to the top, and Impega is into the next round. We saw Ollie fell off in spectacular fashion, lost the rear end over a bump. Rusky carried too much speed into the mud and hit a rock and proceeded to get stuck. Shadow got out of the mud, but did not get far enough through. So the Ignis is through to the next round, and Impega has gone for a paddle. Impega and Shadow are through in an exciting first race. So I am in heat number 2. I have gone for a Scintilla. However, as you can see, it's got 320 horsepower. I have a diesel rear-wheel drive Scintilla with its tongue stuck out because I saw an option. I was trying to find a front splitter, and then I found this, and it was funnier, so it's stuck. I need a top 2. That's what we need here. Now, in theory, my vehicle is quite quick, but we have got to deal with traffic potentially. Now, Ewan's not on slick tyres, which means I should be better in the corners. Ewan's had an issue. That will let me through. Okay, that's good. Chris is also not on slick tyres, aiming to be able to get through the mud better, but you've got to get to the mud to put that to the test. Speed Beast is on slicks with the big truck. However, the big truck is a big truck at the end of the day, and it will have lifted suspension. It will not have a problem with the mud like some of the other cars. I am taking this a little bit easy, I'm not going to lie here. So far, we have got the lead, and the Scintilla is not an easy car to drive. As you can see, it bounces around something horribly. It doesn't really like the potholes that come up. This one here in particular, I can take that section flat out, and I may have to in future rounds, but in this round, I do not. So, well, I say I do not, I'm not going to. The mud also is bad in a very large, slick-tyred machine. Now, by the looks of it, I think there may have been crashes behind us. It looks like Chris might be up in second place, I'm not sure. We can now open the taps on the Scintilla. It gets to about 115. Now, I am going to be very mindful of the rocks through here. Again, can be flat out. Not going to take it flat out at the moment. Oh, there's no one left. Have they all crashed? Well, I mean, that means we are through, basically. So I've got to just not do anything stupid. We have taken a nice cautious approach to this one. Now, the Scintilla is very low to the ground and does not really like the mud very much. But because we are mid-engined and rear-wheel drive and have the biggest tyres known to man, we can still normally brute force our way through the mud, and the Scintilla has done it. Now, I don't really know where I am in relation to the water. This is one of the scary things about this route. The water's sort of not there until it really, really is. This section here is scary. I know we're going to climb up quite rapidly here. Oh, back end. I've got as much downforce as I can to try and keep this thing under control. It is not an easy vehicle to drive here, the Scintilla. It is, in many ways, quite the death trap. The water is alarmingly close in this. Right, carefully does it through there. We saw what Impega did into this final corner. I mean, it has been a pretty perfect run for me in many ways. We have no... We passed Ewan. We got ourselves out of the way. Yeah, it's good. There's more speed in that. There's more speed in that. We made it while being a bit cautious as well. There's definitely more pace in the car. So the fact that we survived that without having to go absolutely nuts and risk a massive accident is pretty good going. I will take it. The Scintilla is through to the semi-finals. Now the real question is, I don't actually know who came second. We will reset the water level, but I don't know if that's actually going to tell me what happened. By the looks of it, but the crash scene investigation, it may well be Ewan that got second. Possibly, I'm not sure. Yeah, it may be Ewan that got second. We will have to go to a judge's decision, and they will inform me of what went on. So, because of the numbers we have taking part, Heat 3, we have got 3 vehicles. We have got Gliska versus Shadows versus Joe. Again, top 2 will go through. So, I mean, it is very much a case of don't crash for these lot in these heats of 3. They are all randomly drawn, but yeah, you really, really, really don't want to be the one to crash in this as we start. It's pretty even launch between all of them. Gliska in a BX, Shadows in the Iron Owl, Joe in a Hopper. I mean, the Hopper's likely to be quite good over the bumps in theory. The Iron Owl maybe not too bad over the bumps, but it is going to be a handful in the corners. And now the Iron Owl technically has 4 driven wheels, but they are only the rear being driven, so it is allowed in these. There goes the BX, leading the way for Gliska. I mean, if all of them make it, you do need to be in second place at the end of the day. So you can't just be reliant on someone having a crash, of course, to make it through. Or the Hopper almost up onto 2 wheels through there as we head towards... Now, the pothole, the big pothole that we have got coming up here is not likely to trouble these cars too much. I've seen Gliska's in testing. It should be able to just go straight over it. No issues here, and it does. Is Shados going to go for it? Bah, they kind of went around the sides, much like I would with my car. Yeah, the BX quite good over that section. This is bumpy. Oh, no! Joe has smashed the hopper into the digger. It is bumpy down there. It is rough. It has caught the hopper out on that one. The Iron Owl is actually not too far back now. Glister's vehicle does struggle with the dirt. The Iron Owl, in theory, will be one of the best cars through the dirt. It's got the engine where you want it, and it's got, well, more driven wheels. In theory, that should be one of the best. It may not be so good at the rest of the circuit, though, rest of the course, as we head up towards the mud. Well ahead of the water for the moment, but that is going to change potentially here as we dive into the mud section. Gliska has sent the BX, actually done pretty well. Oh, overshot. Oh, that might be the BX dead. It's just overshot and clipped the rock, and it's lost a tyre in the process. It was going very well. The Iron Owl is getting there. The BX, I think that lost tyre might kill it. This has still got it moving. Oh, it's come to an end. Oh, yeah, just overran it on the way in. Clip that rock. You lose a tyre in that section, you are going to be in pain. Shados is going to be very close to the water here. Shados is going to have to absolutely send it now through this section. With an Iron Owl, it's not the easiest thing in the world to drive. I've driven it a few times. And, yeah, it is not the best handling of vehicles. It's going to be the downhill into the final corner that is going to be the real dangerous part here. Oh, no, Shados didn't think they could make it, I guess. They celebrated. I mean, the intrusive thoughts won. They have made it into the final. Gliska is through as well. Unlucky running wide. Yeah, the dirt section is deadly at the best of times, and yeah, that's gonna kill it, unfortunately. All it took was that little clip on the rock. It's going very well. Yeah, Joe is flying away, got a bump, and the hopper met a digger. For the final of the heats, this is actually, just the way the random draw has worked, this is possibly one of the nastiest of heats. Amy's Wendover, from testing, looks pretty rapid. Blazer's Grand Marshal looks pretty rapid. Lombo's is pretty rapid. It has a bit of issues in the dirt, but it has a rear-wheel drive mod for the Pazima. So all three of these cars are actually pretty quick. This is going to be a tough... It's going to be a tough race, I think. But we will see how it goes. We'll see what might happen. They are off. They are underway. Very even start from all three of them as we head towards the first corner. It looks like Lombo is going to lead the way. The start is so important. It is possible to overtake on this course. This might be one of the... This is easier than the other route here to overtake on. However, it is not easy to overtake whatsoever. It is a huge risk getting passes done. It does not take much for there to be problems as we run up the hill here. The water at a safe distance so far. Amy is closing in a little bit on the Pazima. Blazer is there. The Grand Marshal was pretty good through the dirt. So that could come in very, very handy. I mean, because if Lombo has trouble in the dirt and slows down Amy, that could work out very well for Blazer as we go over the crests here. Now, of course, for Blazer, the thing they're going to have to do, Lombo dodges the pothole. Amy dodges the pothole. Blazer sends it. No, gets away with it. That's fine. Blazer's going to have to push harder now. You can't afford... You're going to go out if you end up third. So Blazer's going to have to start taking more risks. This is where the Wendover is quite fast. It doesn't quite match the Scintilla for top speed, but it's not far off, and it's a lot more stable than the Scintilla. Lombo's doing a good job. There's a weird whistling sound from both of them, in fact. I don't... It's a very weird whistling sound. Blazer's still in this one. Let's not forget here. Blazer is not out of this whatsoever. We've climbed away from the water. All three cars have done well here, but they are going to have to deal. With this corner here. This is a nasty corner. Lombo bounced it. Got in a bit of trouble. Amy, lots of understeer. Almost found a wall. Oh, Blazer has understeered. Blazer's out. Blazer's done. There's no way that gets out of there. Oh, Amy has tried to carry a bit more speed through there than the Pazima. They're both going to struggle through there. The Wendover is very good on the dirt through here. It looks like they are going to... In fact, they looks like they're going to be pretty safe from... I say that, actually. It sneaks up on you. This bit here, because you stop climbing for a minute and you start going downhill. This bit here is where it does start getting a little bit dicey. They've had a relatively clean run, though. Through all of this. They weren't really fighting each other. They weren't slowing each other down massively. Longbow is now starting to send it. And to be fair, Longbow, you know, you've got nothing to lose at this point. Longbow is going to go for the pass. It's going to be side by side down here. Longbow looking to go around the outside. Not quite. Can't get there in time. Amy's got a lot of understeer on the exit. Lombow's going to cut back to the inside. They are just ahead of the water now as we are going to crest the jump into the final corner. They will be ahead of the water. It was about the same as me and Impega were as we run out the other side. Oh, it's going to be really, really, really close here between the pair of them. There's contact. Oh, he's put Longbow around. And that, I feel, that is a... What penalty? What penalty does that decree? I reckon. What? 10 second stop go for Amy. I reckon that's for an intentional takeout. I reckon that's required. Yeah, Blazer was pushing hard, had to, because they were falling behind, and just push it too hard and understeered. Longbow and Amy are through into the next round. But before that, we will have the absolute madness that is a spanner final. So, we are on to the spanner final. Numbers we have, unfortunately, no one will make it through, but this is to be the king of the spanners. Right, shall we? Let's start the flood countdown. I have no idea what way this is going to go. I think Blazer has probably got the best vehicle here to do this one if they can get off the line and stay out of trouble. But that is always easier said than done. Blazer does lead the way from Joe, followed by Ollie, then Rusky. Chris is ahead of Speedbeast. The big truck, probably very good in the dirt, but it's got to try and get there, and, well, it struggled through this section. Chris has gone wide and is in trouble, and I think that Chris has found a hole, and that's the end of Chris. Oh, Joe is getting passed by Ollie's Lansdale. The Lansdale around the outside for the inside for the next corner, but will struggle with momentum on the exit. Joe with a good sort of keeping hold of that position, but this does all help Blazer. The more these two fight each other, the better news it is for Blazer up there. Joe is still side by side with the Lansdale. Rusky's Larder is still going. Speedbeast, I presume. No, Speedbeast is still going. Is only just away. No, Speedbeast is now drowned. Everybody is... Oh, no. Ollie's gone into a tree and had an accident. Joe spun around the voiding. Joe has actually survived that one. Has got it going again. Rusky's going to turn up and move into second place. Now, these two are not going to make it out of the mud. In theory. Although they will be quick through the mud. If they can get there, those two should be some of the better cars that we've got getting through the mud. Blazer up ahead here has got to not do anything stupid. No silly mistakes now. You've got a big lead, so you don't have to push it to within an inch of its life. Now, back here we have Larder closely followed by Hopper. Oh! Joe hit the rock and has had a massive accident. Just clipped the rock with the rear wheel. That was a massive wipeout. Then there were two left. Blazer is in the mud. Ooh, Blazer's in the mud and gone very, very deep into that. Will struggle through here. He's going to, I think, be all right. It's a Grand Marshal. They're pretty tough. Now, is Rusky's vehicle better through here than the rest of us? In theory, we would expect it to be, but it's not really dancing up. He's still on slicks. It does have more ground clearance than some of us, but it's still struggling. It's certainly not going to be enough to do anything about Blazer's Grand Marshal. It is struggling through there. The thing is, even if Rusky has got it going, even if you get out of the mud here, oh no. I was going to say, you're never going to get away with that dip down there. That's always going to be problematic. Blazer is still ahead of the water. I mean, Blazer's had pretty much as cleaner a run as you could get, as you could ask for. Got out in front, made no mistakes. It's still, you know, not easy. It's still close. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's going to be really close down here. Blazer has absolutely sent it. Okay, Blazer does make it. It's closer. It's closer than we have seen. Blazer had to absolutely go for it through that one, and it will be across the line. Blazer does make it to the finish line. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Yeah, it was a little bit close at that final corner down there. Probably closer than they would have liked. But good work nevertheless from Blazer to take a victory. Joe, I think, was a little bit unlucky being so close behind the Lansdale and just kind of doing whatever to avoid. Lost a heap of time. And yeah, rocks causing problems. But there we go. Blazer is your king of the spanners. So, we head on to the semi-finals. We have got Ewan versus Amy versus Shadows versus Impega. Now, this is a difficult one to call. I think the Wendover is pretty quick, although it doesn't get off the line very well is one of its big downsides. Impega's covert is actually very fast, but it's also going to struggle off the line. We will see what might happen in this, because, of course, mistakes are easy to make around here. Ewan, I think, is going to struggle with the Orata, but we will wait and see how it goes. Ewan might have at least a clean run, and if these lot here push each other into mistakes, Ewan might be able to profit here. Shadows will lead the way. The Iron Owl, very good off of the line, but a lot of understeer is going to put it in trouble. Gets passed by the squeakiest of Wendovers here. Covert is there trying to have a look. Impega just... it's difficult. Impega doesn't want to send it and risk having a crash at this stage because you're out, but at some point you've got to find a way past the Iron Out if you are going to do it. Now, we think all of these cars can, in theory, make it up here, or the Iron Owl looked a bit bumpy over there as we rush up the hill towards the pothole. Everyone dodges it relatively nicely. Ewan is somewhere back there. Ewan is not having a great time. Oh, that looked like a two-wheel moment for a Shadows, but not quite. Not quite in all of that. Probably just the camera angle. Here goes Impega with that covert. Will Impega be able to find a way past? There is a one-wide only section. The Iron Owl's got decent top speed, and it is just able to keep ahead. It's able to pull away from that covert as we head past the rocks. It's going... oh, they're all going to fly towards the mud, and that is going to be the big deciding factor, potentially. If anyone gets stuck, if anyone makes mistakes. Ewan is still alive, but a lot further back. I mean, Ewan's alive. If one of these or two of these have big accidents, Ewan is still going. Ewan could still profit from all of that. The Orata, in theory, should be pretty good in the mud. Oh, Shadows has gone in way too deep. Impega's gone in quite deep as well. Shadows has got it going again. Impega's car is very, very good through the... well, it's very good on the way into the mud. It struggles once it gets to this point here. And it has bounced and clawed its way out. Shadows just sent it in there way, way, way too hard, I think. The Iron Owl will get going, but it is only just. Ewan sent it and Ewan smashed it up through there. Amy is going to be clear of the water through this section. Impega is going to be through and clear as well. I mean, Ewan's not going to get out of the mud. Shadows is definitely not making it to the next corner because you've got to go downhill from there yet, and that'll be the end of that. Up at the front... oh, and it's not the cleanest of lines through there. Yeah, I mean, Impega lost a bit of time behind the Iron Owl here. It's looking scarily fast for that Wendover. Impega is also going to make it a big send through the final corner. Yeah, Impega and Amy are going to make it to the top. That Wendover looks mighty quick. That is for sure. Impega crosses the line in a second place. Well, those are two of your finalists, Wendover and Covert. Yeah, that thing looks rapid. And we can go for a swim. I mean, the climb at the end here, if you've got round the final corner, the climb at the end is a formality, so it does look like the water's a little further away than it actually is. But yeah, good race. Very good effort from Shadows, but just too much speed into the dirt caused issues for the Iron Owl. And yeah, Ewan got to the dirt, but was just lost too much time early on. Now, I am not going to lie, this is a rather amusing lineup. We have Gliska with a 200BX race car. Me with a Scintilla race car. Longbow with a Pazima race car. Then we have Shadow with a stock Ignis, or stock-looking Ignis. One of these is not like the others. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm not going to be able to take it easy necessarily like we did in the previous one. I'm going to have to take more risks, and with a Scintilla, that's bloody dangerous. Again, so we're faster than the Ignis if we don't fall off, presumably. Against the other two, I am genuinely not sure. I know my car is pretty good off the line. My hope is that if I can get away, we can use the diesel torque and the huge tyres in the mid-engine to just launch us off the line. And if we can get in front, that's half the battle around here. We have got huge sticky tyres, so I know I can carry good speed when I'm not bouncing around. The bumps are big concerns for me, of course, with a Scintilla. I'm on rally suspension, I'm on lifted rally suspension to try and make it as tolerable as possible over these bumps. And it is much better, but it's still an Italian supercar doing a silly thing. Now, the question is really, how hard do I send it through here? Oh, the back end's gone light on me. That's the answer to the question of how hard do I send it up here. We're going to have a little lift because the back end was moving around. Gliska will be flat over that pothole. Although Gliska is side by side with Longbow. If they fight each other, that does play into my hands. I had a big lift down there, which will, again, allow them to catch up a little bit. They are not immediately threatening me, though. That's the goal here, is just don't do anything stupid. We can then run the car through here. We can make the most of the diesel torque on the climb. Oh, mind the rocks. Yeah, like I am still being a little cautious. I think Gliska hit the rocks. I think Gliska got on two wheels through that section. I can be a lot faster down there. I know I can be, which we will have to be in the final. But for this portion of the race, we've got the lead. Oh, now this part here. Oh, we know. Okay, we are out of shape, which is not ideal. I've lost a lot of time here. The good news for me is weight over the rear does generally make my car pretty good through the mud. We are out the other side, and Gliska looks like they're in trouble back there. Yeah, I got out of shape on the way in. I wasn't positioned at all where I wanted to be for the mud. The good news for me is we were far enough ahead that I could deal with it and I could get away with it. I mean, I'm not as far ahead of the water as I would like to be, and if we're going to win the final, we will have to be better. Pretty much. I think all the others... I saw Gliska struggling in the mud back there, and I don't know whether Longbow found the way past, because both Longbow's and Gliska's car rely on some momentum going through there. Oh, okay, we're fine. A lot of what I'm doing now is just don't throw it away. There's no need to risk it. I don't think it matters anyway. I don't think they're going to make it through. We are still well enough clear that it's not panic stations at the final corner. Scintilla is into the final. And it will be a celebratory spin and a little bit of mud. Again, it was I drove just fast enough to make it through. There is more to give in the Scintilla, and it's going to have to all be used in the final. But we have made it there. We've done half the fight. We've got to the final. The diesel Scintilla is through, and we will celebrate with a little bit of a ski. Oh, it did not water ski as I had hoped it would. Well, that was very disappointing. Oh, and the water was taken away. Well, my engine got dry. I'm not actually sure. Shall we go have a crash investigation as to who? I guess it's Gliska. I guess Gliska got out of the mud just ahead of Longbow, ahead of Shadow. Shadow got there. The Ignis got there. The airbags got off. Looks like they have. Gliska. Yeah, I thought I saw Gliska having problems in the dirt, and I think that caused some grief back there. Either way, I'm into the final. So, this is the final. We have got Amy's Wendover, my Scintilla, Impega's Covert, Gliska's BX. It's going to be an interesting one. I think I might launch fastest of this lot, which may well put me in the lead. I'm scared of the Wendover. I think that thing is massively quick up here, and the front-wheel drive is pretty good in the dirt. Impega's car is equally pretty good. The thing is, I think mine is good. Mine is just so much less stable than the cars I'm racing against, which is always really, really difficult. We are going to start the countdown. We are going to get ready here. Here we go. We are off. We are underway. We are all a little bit squeezed down here. Oh, it's all got a bit squeezed through there. Amy's lost some aero. I was worried I might lose a rear wheel or a tyre through that one. Something is not right in my car. Slightly. Oh, it is 3 wide. Impega has got the jump. Yeah, my tracking is not quite right. It's not completely useless. Now, we have got the power. We have got the diesel power, although I don't know if Impega's car is quite right either. Because all of us have generally been relatively quick in our heats. It's the first time we've really had cars very, very close to us from the get-go. Those two there are very close together. Right, we come up over the hill. Now, where are we going to find a way past a covert is the big question. We're gonna have to take a lot more in the way of risks, I think. Oh, Impega's going round. Impega's going round. I had to slam on the brakes there, and I've broken traction over the dirt, trying to avoid Impega. Amy's caught up. Amy's now taken off more bodywork on that. I'm going to have to boot it with the diesel and get going again, which we do. Look at the diesel power and torque up the hill, but this is the single file line. We cannot go too wide through here, and bear in mind I have got iffy steering in my car. Something's wrong with the handling of my vehicle. Can we get it to the inside of Impega on this climb? Oh, we tried really hard. The Wendover is here. Impega may have hit the rock. It may have been some desync. Amy snuck past. Impega's gone off the side there. Right, the Wendover's gone in quite deep into the mud. Come on, Scintilla. Find some traction. Power yourself along through this, which it has done. I mean, all caution has got to go now. Gliska's stuck. I think Gliska may be in the mud and a bit in trouble. Impega, we know, hit the wall hard and is out with that one. Oh, no, my handling is not good enough to do that anymore. Something is a little tweaked in the back of the car. And, yeah, it's just not drivable. I mean, it's always difficult to drive anyway, but there's something not right. There's something just enough not right with it that it's a big problem. I don't think we make it to the finish line, unfortunately we don't. Nah, if I was going to win, we had to absolutely nail it, and yeah, it just lost it at the end. I think I could have probably finished that run. I would have just had to have settled for second anyway. There's no harm in me driving as hard as I could to try and do it. Well done to Amy in that. Not quite sure where they're going, but well done. Amy is victorious. What a final. I'll tell you what, that was one hell of a final. Impega led early on. A massive moment coming down the hill caused issues. Where Amy's gone. She's off. Yeah, a massive moment coming down the hill caused issues, and then Impega got it wrong into the rocks, and that was the end of the covert. Through there. Gliska, I'm going to say, might have got stuck in the mud this time. Yeah, that had issues with the mud. Looks like I might have lost another tyre again. But yeah, the bump early on, and that was one of the issues with the Scintilla. I mean, if it's out of alignment, it's not by very much, but it's just enough to make it difficult to push. But yeah. If we could have got through, if we could have got through past Impega's moment, maybe we could have held off against the Wendover. I don't know. That Wendover is very fast. Wendover is very, very fast indeed. I don't know where it's gone. We've lost it. We've lost it to the annals of history. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, a goodbye.